In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the project that is assigned to me. It's called Asset Tracking System based on IoT. So let me first go through the hardware that I have prepared for this project. Basically, I have used three Arduinos for this purpose, and two of them will serve the purpose of the receiver that is placed in every room in which we want to keep the assets. Those two Arduinos are these two, and uh, as we have limited hardware, so I have only used one room, but it can the similar analogy can be extended to multiple rooms as well. Similarly, for the assets, we have this Arduino. This Arduino has a RF transmitter on it, this one, and it will act as the RF tag that is placed on a new asset, that when enters a room will send a signal, and the RF receiver will track that a new asset has been arrived, and whatever the unique code is associated with the asset will help the receiver to identify which asset is it, and it will upload that data to the IoT cloud. So this is the RF transmitter or the asset, and I can actually make this one Arduino behave as multiple assets, because I have a switch here, kind of switch I can that's a double bit bus. So I can either make it 0001 1011. So I have assigned 10 and 01, those two values, as 1 and as a 2. I can change these values from by changing the values of these pins by making them either high low or low high, and correspondingly this single Arduino can behave as multiple assets at multiple times based on my choice. So this just have done in order to illustrate what happens when multiple assets are present. uh, so this is the transmitter side, and if we come over to the receiver side, uh, this is the receiver hardware, and this Arduino will has the RF receiver connected to it via this breadboard, and it also has a LCD display connected to it. So when a new asset arrives closer to it, so it will display that the name of that asset over here in the on this LCD display, and simultaneously it will communicate that data over to this Arduino, which has a Wi-Fi ESP826601 module connected to it. So this Arduino will connect to the internet via this Wi-Fi module, and it will upload the data of the arrival of the asset, which it has received through this Arduino over to the cloud. And from the cloud itself, we can analyze the data and send SMS or emails to the user. So this Arduino is to be operated from the power provided by this laptop, and the transmitter will be operated from the power given by this battery. So this is pretty much the hardware side. Now let's have a look at the software side of the project. The IoT cloud that I'm using is called ThinkSpeak. It is a website maintained by MathWorks, mm, and this is how it looks like. uh, I have created a channel here in order to get the values sent by the Wi-Fi module to this website, and it will be received in field 1, and as you can see, there is a chart uh, which which receives the data and plots them according to the ID of the asset. But as we are not interested in the plot, so we'll be using another type of widget called lamp indicator, which will indicate whether the asset has arrived or not, and will be much more convenient to view than this. So right now we can see that uh, these two lamp indicators, which indicates the status of arrival of asset 1 and asset 2 respectively, they are off when each of these assets would be received, so they would be respectively on. uh, so let's see what happens when the data arrives. So the code is now uploaded. Let's see. Let's open up the serial monitor and follow what happens. So it's getting connected to the internet again. So it stops at this stage because as you can see, the battery is not plugged into the this transmitter. These two are separate, of course. The battery is not plugged in, and that is why uh, no asset is being tracked right now. As soon as we plug it in, we should notice that some change will occur in this LCD display. So we can see that asset 2 has been detected because the 2-bit wires that are here is now currently configured to be 2. That's why it detects asset 2. And let's see what happens in the serial monitor. So here also it detects asset 2 received in room 1, and it sends the data to the cloud. So let's see if the cloud data is updated or not. So we can see that asset 2 has been detected, and this this LED or this indicator which indicates the arrival of asset 2 turns on. So asset 2 has been received in the facility. Now so let's check whether this information which is updated in the cloud is sent via SMS to us or not. So I have used mail. So let's see if we get a mail regarding this or not, that asset 2 has arrived. So as we can see, we have got the mail that asset 2 has been received here in room 1, and the time is also mailed, that it's received at 14:08. So let's do the same thing for asset 1. Let's upload the data first to the cloud and then wait for it to send a mail to us regarding the arrival.